plenary session, we have Dr. Sauji Gopalakrishna Pillai, Associate Scholar and Scientist, Florida State University, Florida, US. Dr. Pillai has held a wide range of past positions in academics. Head of the Department of Technology Information, Deputy Director of Research, Curriculum Developer, Academician, Trainer, and Administrator. He is a visiting professor for universities in USA, India, and Malaysia. He worked in countries including the USA, Sultanate of Oman, Nepal, Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, and India. He has co-chaired, organized, and participated in many international conferences and presented papers. His papers have been published in referred publications, and he has served as a reviewer of papers for international conferences and journals. He has served as an invited speaker, panelist, and moderator for various conferences and seminars. He is having 18 years of experience in academia. Dr. Pillai is also a PhD external examiner for various universities. We are thrilled to have you among with us, sir. The session is yours. Over to
Uh,
you,
can
sir.
you can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Right. Thank you very much, Ms. Jaflet Reja, for that wonderful introduction. It's my pleasure joining from this platform. Actually, I was in US and I was traveling. I reached India last week for a short break. So like always the internet issues is everywhere. Now I am in the southern part of India in Kerala, and I'm talking to you. And going back next week, I am trying my level best to get connected because I love to present this topic in this great conference, virtual conference. Let me try to share my screen. Good day to you all. It's my pleasure to join this platform, and I'm very sorry that I couldn't share my PowerPoint slide here because of the technical difficulties. We are all living in a technical world. Sometimes it may happen, but we should deal with it. So what I want to tell you is I'm going to present about the changing corporate philosophies, post-pandemic thoughts. Everyone know about philosophies. It's daily. We have different kinds of philosophies what we follow in our life. We learn philosophies as a part of various disciplines. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hello. Right. The word philosophy comes from the Greek roots. Is divided into two. Philo means love, and sophos means wisdom. This term was coined by Pythagoras, before 495 BCE. So, philosophy is just a study of general and fundamental questions about existence, knowledge, values, reason, mind, and language. A lot of things comes in philosophy. And it's very interesting to learn about the philosophy, especially when it comes to the multinational companies. For example, what are the philosophies of companies? A lot of things come under the big philosophies of the companies. What are those things? Belief and the pledges. Then how they deal with their customers, shareholders, society, business partners, associates. There are other things also. What are those things? The regulations, the world regulations, how they operate, their creativities, ownership, spirit of challenge, leadership, fair play, very important thing. And how they pledge to their customers, how they pledge to their shareholders, how they pledge to the business partners, how they pledge to the associates, how they pledge to the society. All is very, very important. And same like how they give care to the employees in an organization, they will be giving importance to the customers also. So what I'm trying to tell you here is, in a business philosophy, which is important? The customer is important, or the employee is important? Which comes first? Which comes second? That's a big thought. If you ask any company, whom you give importance first? Do you give importance to your employee first? Do you give importance to your customer? Can you hear me what I'm saying? Is it audible?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Sorry, I had to check in between. I'm afraid some kind of hindrances of technology. All right. The great Mahatma Gandhi mentioned about the customer. He mentioned that a customer is the most important visitor in our premise. And he also quoted, he is not dependent on us, we are dependent on him. He is not an interruption to our work, he is the purpose of it. He is not an outsider in our business, he is a part of it. We are not doing him a favor by serving him. He is doing us a favor by giving us an opportunity to do so. So he quoted many years back how important is the customer to us. Same like that, Alibaba, the great company by Jack Ma. For that company, always customers come first. Customers first, employees second, and the shareholders comes third. There are other companies like AirAsia says the employee first. Employee comes number one, customers come number two. That's by Tony Fernandez, the CEO of AirAsia. So now you can understand like how these companies are giving importance either to customer or to employees. Is first. How you can find that? Please. How you can find which company is giving preference to what? Customer or employee? You have to check their mission statement. Mission statement is an important place, or I can say it's a tool, I can say. It's kind of tool, those slogans. For example, Amazon, Red Hat, Facebook, BB all says customers first. Isn't that mission statement? For example, Facebook says to give the people the power to share and make the world more open and connected. Customers first. When you see the mission statement of Alibaba, as I told, customers first. Philip says improving people's lives through meaningful innovation. So these kind of differentiation, customers, employees second, or employees first, customers second, was there before the pandemic. For example, Tesco says, follow the customer. If they change, we change. Intuit also says the same way, the customers comes the first. So you will be wondering who are the people says like employees first. Okay, let's come to that. So most of the hospitality companies, most of the companies which are giving for very much important to the guests, customer service, those are the companies will always say employees first. Because for a guest who come to a hotel, for them, the employee is important, but the customer is the king. For example, Southwest Airlines say, we teach from day one that our number one customer is our employee. The employee first. Starbucks says we build the Starbucks brand with our people, not with the customers. So they are giving importance to employees first. Service Master, that's the other company we always give importance to the employees. You would have heard about Virgin Atlantic. Recently, they have done the space tourism with the brands, and the founder of Virgin Atlantic, he says, I make sure that Virgin prioritize Virgin Atlantic employees first, customers second, and shareholders third. The Ritz-Carlton, the great company, says, ladies and gentlemen, serving ladies and gentlemen. So that means they're giving importance to the employees. This, like Union Square, the hospitality groups, for them, the employees are the first. Employee first, customers second. There are other companies also. So how how they give importance, there should be something behind why they are giving importance to the employees first or the customers first. So they have various reasons. For example, a company that give importance to employee first, they should have strong compensation package, medical, dental insurance, bonuses, and sometimes they have recreation facilities, birthday cakes, so that employee interns have discretion to give customers free extras. Nowadays we say freebies, but here employees in turn give discretion to give customers free extra services. So employees candid feedback through staff meeting and incorporated into their business. That's other thing. There will be organizational harmony when the employees are given importance. Employees should respect, trust, and take care of each other. We have a lot of wonderful companies in India which also giving importance. I'll be mentioning about those companies. For example, I want to tell you an incident which happened to the United Airlines. A doctor was flying the United Airlines, and he reached a particular airport. He was asked to move out of that airlines because of various reasons. Because the crew need to fly to the destination where the flight is flying. He hesitated and he was dragged outside by the police. And this became a great shame to United Airlines, and this went viral. Are you giving importance to customers? Are you giving importance to your employees? This question was very much, you know, viral in those times. This happened just 2 years back. So what happened? The CEO of the United Airlines, the next day he came out and he has to publicly apologize to the people. And how this went viral is the one of the passenger in the flight captured the videos how this particular doctor, he's a Chinese doctor, he was dragged outside the aircraft. It was captured and it went viral. A company CEO the company CEO apologized. The Oscar Minas apologized for this. Now what happened? Sorry, I would have showed you the videos. Sorry, I couldn't share that video. That's what I have to explain you what exactly happened. So again, so what happened later part? They changed their statements whether they give importance to employee first or the customers first. During the pandemic, so I told you many companies which say it's important to employees first. Some companies giving importance to customers first. But during pandemic time, everything changed. The other parties came into the scene. Who are the other parties? Communities. So most of the companies started giving importance to the communities. For example, if you see the Tata company, how well they were giving importance to the community during the pandemic time was highly noted in the business world. And most of the companies in the world started giving importance to the community. They tried to help the communities in different ways. So that's a beautiful change which happened in this business world during the pandemic. And that is very much important also. Different parts of the world, a lot of hotels were giving free service for the community to come and quarantine in hotels. So that's a beautiful act. A lot of the hotels were giving importance to the medical practitioners, frontliners, nurses, doctors, all those people to come and stay in the hotel for free during the pandemic because they were respecting their work. They were recognizing their work. So the a sudden shift priority was changed and they were given more importance. The community also was given more importance. This is beautiful, isn't it? So what I want to convey you is there were a lot of things happened during the post COVID-19 and changes in corporate philosophies. They were given a lot of importance to empathy, support, moral support. You know, the as I was telling you, the United Airlines, they even came out with new philosophies. Free flights for the medical volunteers, repatriation and cargo flights, reschedule the trip for the customers. They were not very much into like they want to make the profit. The Bank of America during the coronavirus pandemic, they mentioned the business community must be leaders of responsiveness and stewards of resilience. That was the important quote given by the Bank of America. Many companies came out with policies. Families First Coronavirus Response Act expanded family and medical leave for specified reasons related to COVID-19. For example, the Department of Labor, Wage and Hour Divisions administrators enforces the new laws paid leave requirements. Can you hear me what I'm trying to say? Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you're audible.
Thank you. Thank you. So there were a lot of provisions for paid leave requirements they came out with various laws for their employees so that employees can give support to their families who are affected by COVID-19. What a great change. And they worked on a lot of personal philosophies. They worked on strategic workforce planning, remote workforce planning, flexible contracts, employee efficiency, best practices they came out with during the COVID-19. Crisis responses and business continuity planning, risk containment policies and procedures. They give importance to the employees' physical and mental well-being. These policies were not much there prior to that. They create operating philosophies, crisis management teams, financial resources, corporate leaderships, so that they can communicate frequently, daily, weekly, or available to address the organization COVID-19 response advices, policies, and protocols. Enhanced cyber security protocol was established. Volunteers from Amazon, Alphabet, and Apple worked every night for a week and were giving information to track the virus as it spreads through a website known as COVID Near You. World Health Organization has partnered with Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Microsoft, and for a hackathon dedicated things to solve problems related to coronavirus pandemic. What a great change happened during this. And this COVID taught us a lot of lessons on changing personal philosophies. Facebook, during the pandemic, was just trying to keep the lights on as traffic continues to soar amid the corona outbreak. The World Health Organization reached at least 50 million people with a WhatsApp chat service that deliver information about the novel coronavirus. So a lot of changes happened in the business world. Google and Apple were announced a joint effort to enable the use of Bluetooth technology to help governments and health. Apple and Google launched application programming interfaces and operating system level technology to assist in enabling contact tracing. And Microsoft came out with a lot of facilities to the public for remote learning, online security measures, COVID-19 trackers, assessment tools. All these game companies done all those things. What a miracle. This happened in this world. The Tata Group mission statement, you know that, to improve the quality of life of the communities we serve through long-term stakeholder value creation based on leadership with trust. This wonderful group, Tata, done a lot of things to the community. Good service through different diverse business to the hotels and diverse business. So I want to quote the great Indian philosophy of Vasudeva Kudumbagam. The word is one because is becoming more relevant during the COVID-19 outbreak. The uniqueness of the Indian philosophy, even while recognizing individuality of personalities, it is being emphasizing more on collectivism. As a conclusion, what I want to tell you today is there's a big change happened before pandemic and post pandemic. Is pandemic only stage, the missions, the visions have at least some changes. We cannot change as such, but at least some kind of changes happen in their importance that the companies are giving to the society. Things have changed. In order to be successful, corporate companies need to be continuously change and adapt to their customers, employees, and communities' ever-changing needs and wants. If they fail to do so, they will lose out in the growing world. Whenever you go to and buying some product, you will ask. At least you'll ask, what these companies have given to the community. If no, there'll be a big question whether to offer this product or not. Let me quote Gitanjali by Tagore and let me conclude my presentation. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever-widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let the world awake. Actually, Tagore wrote, let my country awake, let the world awake. Thank you very much. Let me know if you have any questions.
Thank you very much, sir, for briefly explaining to us about philosophy, quoting different scenarios. As we say, every day of your life is another lesson. Learn the lesson well and apply it. Thank you very much, sir, for your presence today.
My pleasure. And let me remind you all, be safe and be healthy. Thanks a lot.